Good morning, Chigang. Morning, good morning. Happy Mondays. Oh, how Mondays. Happy Mondays, everybody. Welcome to this morning's class. Be pleased to know I've moved Mr. Brindle's bottle of wine out of the way. That's now a thing of the past. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Let's just wait for everyone to join. Got loads of new people. Good morning, Mira. Lots of new people suddenly started following me last week. Got about 3,000 more followers. So welcome anybody that's come in from that kind of recruitment drive that went on, slightly unknown to me. But anyway, I suddenly woke up and I all these people, it's fantastic. So congratulations, the Chigang, we've gone over 20,000 followers. Woo woo! How exciting is that? More and more people get learning the ropes. So Jules is on holiday this week, everybody. Catherine very kindly is stepping in to help. Obviously we've got new ideas floating around at the moment in terms of what we're going to do, because we've got new timetables we're thinking about. We're thinking about bringing this class a little bit earlier in the morning. There's Catherine. Good morning, Catherine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So thank you, Catherine, for coming in. We're hoping that Catherine's going to do some of these feeds as well going forward. So there's all little bits of changes going on, but we've got one more week of this, because I finally leave Ibiza at the end of this week. You're probably wondering why I've been here for so long. The answer is I'm very lucky. And I have friends here who let me use their house, and I've been working here for many, many summers, doing retreats and healing and all sorts of different things. And so we had it all booked up for this year, and then COVID hit. But we basically created one nice bubble between all of us, and everyone's merrily quarantining back at the ranch now. So anyway, I'm here for the last few days. Mark, who runs the business with me, is here now as well. I've just sent him off to go and get breakfast. Girl power. I said, I've got to work, you need to go and get food, I need to eat after this. He's like, oh, okay then. Anyway, I said to him to come and say hello afterwards in a minute. So, right, let's just enjoy this lovely warm up. Welcome, by the way. Anyone watching this on YouTube, anyone watching this later on IGTV as we all start going back to work, welcome, welcome. This class is just as much for you as it is for the people who are dialing in at the exact moment in time. I'll do my very best to make this class inclusive for everybody. And the other thing to say is that I think in my excitement of getting this class to the level of dynamic that I wanted it to be, I've slightly forgotten the people who are slightly softer and can't leap themselves around the room quite as much as others. And I just want to make sure to say here and now at the beginning of the class, this class is for everyone, okay? The Chigang is an inclusive group of people, and we are here to help you get well. That is our intention, okay? We are here to be a community of people to get us through what we're going through in our lives. And whatever the symptoms are that we're feeling, whether they're physical or emotional or spiritual, the Chigang is here to support, led, of course, by me, assisted by Jules, assisted by Catherine. So if any of these exercises are too much, just simplify them down, okay? So if this is what you can do, if this is you, just slow it down, and that's okay, all right? Because the object of this class is to move and strengthen the chi, okay? And if your movement is impaired, or you're in bed, or you're elderly, or you're not feeling well, or you're heavily pregnant, or you're sick with morning sickness like I was for months on end, wherever you are in your spectrum, you can do this class, okay? I will always show the dynamic end of things, but I will also make it my business to ensure that I'm giving you the light end as well, so I can support all of you, all right? So just when you're feeling a bit weak or tired, you just slow the movements right down and start to notice the chi moving in the body. Take your attention. The slower you go, the gentler you go, the more focused you can in turn become on the movements of the energy rather than the movements of the muscles. So it does allow itself great advantages as well, okay? And also, if you're in bed and you're not feeling well right now, focus on the breath, okay? Qigong practice. Qigong is life force practice. And what you're doing is you're using the breath like food, okay? You create energy through breath and through food. That's what the body's doing. And you are breathing way more than you're eating, okay? Everyone sits there obsessing about their diets when they're not feeling very well. That's exactly the same as obsessing about your diet if you had toothache, okay? It's unthinkable to not brush your teeth as well. So that's what we're doing. Okay, this is the equivalent of the toothbrush bit. Okay, that's what we're looking to do here. So Therefore, this class is for everybody. So welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. Catherine's going to help you with any questions. If there's anything that she's not quite sure about, she'll pick it up with me afterwards. So just write it down, Catherine, anything anyone asks, because I can't always see what's going on. So write it down and we'll get back to you, or direct message us or email us. Catherine does all the emails and she loves it. So email in, because we're here to help you, okay? And if it flummoxes me, because every now and then it does, I have the wonderful Ran, who works with me, who is my Chinese master, and basically she will always give me something that I didn't know, so it's always good practice for me as well to constantly be changing. So, right, without further ado, take this into the shake. So, right, if you're vigorous, you can really shake, okay? If you're not, you just sway, okay? You can just sway like this. This is fine. Just imagine you're a tree. The Taoist masters did everything copying nature, so just by imagining yourself waving, just slow is good, okay? But equally, if you're feeling a bit more vigorous, you can step it up a notch. This is the thing, the class is here to match you where you are, okay? So just allow your body to just slough off anything from the weekend, anything from your old life, anything you don't want anymore. Remember the pyramid of health. We showed that up last week. We can always put that back up into stories for you, but write your journals, write down, and articulate, okay, what it is that the problem is, because then, with definition, we can kind of go razor sharp in with our intention, okay, because we know what the problem is, okay, and if you're not sure, ask us and we'll help you, okay, because all issues of the body reside in that pyramid, okay, either they're physical or they're emotional or they're spiritual, it will sit, but whatever it is and wherever it's going in that pyramid, I can tell you that it will align to the 5 key elements of the body, which are owned by the organs. They're like kingdoms, okay? So whatever your symptom is, ultimately we're going to trace it back to the lung, the liver, the heart, the spleen and the kidney. That's what we do. That's how we learn to diagnose in Chinese medicine. It took me ages to get my head around this. I was like, what? It made absolutely no sense whatsoever. My first year of studying, every week I'd go into college just about having got my head around wherever we'd got to the week before, and then they throw some new thing at me. I was like, oh my god, this is so confusing. It's got nothing whatsoever to do with what I know. And the teacher would say, park Western medicine at the door, leave it at the door, and you go, okay. And then when I came out of college, I then realised that you had to bring it all right back again, because of course you, the customer, has no idea about any of this stuff, and we're all entrenched in Western medicine, so we have to be able to go between the two, which is what we do, okay? But in Chinese medicine, 5 key organs, whatever your issue is, it's going to go back to those territories, which is why we purge and we nourish and we do the healing sounds and we drum them and we smile into them, because we strengthen them, okay? Strong organs, those strong 5 kingdoms mean you've got a healthy, strong body. And according to Taoist masters, healthy bodies don't get sick. Now, Jules recoils at that expression. I'm not allowed to say that. Healthy bodies are less likely to get sick. That's the modern day version of the Taoist masters, with an asterisk at the end and a disclaimer underneath. I will not be held responsible, blah, blah, blah. But that's what the Taoist masters would say. If you're healthy, you're not going to get sick. It's much, much harder, because the body's a strong organism, so we need to make it strong, and that's what these exercises do. So, breathe in. Really claw, breathe. See your index fingers in the side of your eyes. Right. And let's do a bit of tapping. Well done, you're up. Well done. Everybody, well done. So basically the idea, this is like my marble jar idea, that you're getting the body strong, okay, by doing these exercises. And that's what you're writing in, all agreeing. Going, gosh, just these symptoms don't feel so bad, my body feels better. And if we're going on aesthetics, which is the main reason why so many of us exercise in the first place, I actually went to the beach yesterday, which is unheard of. I never go to the beach, I've got very pale skin. That's the last thing I'm going to do to myself. But nonetheless, everyone had gone, and I was just waiting for Mark to turn up, and I was all on my own. I was like, what am I going to do? So I went to the beach to meet up with some friends who live here on the island. And I was just looking around at all the different bodies, interestingly, and I thought, this is so fascinating, because there's all these different shapes and sizes on the beach, me included. And I thought, do you know what? Every single tweak or variation of shape, when I was looking at it en masse, I was like, it's absolutely right. It all comes down to the 5 organs, okay? Because if you've got big, like, kind of stress and liver, it goes around the middle, okay? If it's the gallbladder, it's going down the saddlebags. If it's the digestive system, it's down the inside of the legs here. If it's bad kidney energy, then the legs tend to get a bit heavy, and so the legs are much heavier than the upside of the body. So you see someone who could be a whole size smaller on the top half than they are at the bottom because the kidney yang isn't strong enough. And then I'm looking at the backs of the arms and thinking that's because of the heart. And I'm like, this is the thing. It is just simply not calories in versus calories out. It's not, okay? Now, I'm not saying sit around and eat KFC. That's not what I'm saying either. Of course, you've got to have a holistic approach to your exercise and your life. But I cannot emphasize enough, if you've got like a strong, tight body where things don't really wobble about, it's because the organs are going, like that, and they're in place. I was watching on the beach yesterday, and I was looking at the people that kind of just were kind of very sort of strong physiques, and you could see the energy of the organs just. So this is what we've got to do. I promise you, if you work deep to the organs, the body takes care of itself. Okay, all the wobbly bits just start to melt away. You don't attack it wobbly bits first. Okay, you go organs, and then the organs resolve everything. Okay, everything. How you look, how you feel. The whole thing, okay? So that's what we're doing, and that's what we do. So we just start now, just do a loosely clenched fist now. If you're not feeling well, you can tap really lightly. You can tap with your fingertips. Like, I tend to be very dynamic in this class because it's also my exercise, and I need to do it. I don't have another hour after this where I'll go off and do my own thing. It's like, no. This is it, folks. I'm even debating whether I should stop broadcasting my 12 rivers in heaven and earth, so I actually do it. I don't think I'd be allowed. Anyway, use a loosely clenched fist. Go firmly or lightly. It's completely up to you. There, use your chest. Just breathe in one more time. Breathe in. There. Calm your chest. What if you're the opposite, top heavy? Well, that tends to be more liver. Because the liver's here and it tends to expand itself this way, okay, when it's getting kind of gummed up. Because the liver energy goes up and the kidney energy goes down. So if it's more bottom heavy, it's more kidney spleen, okay? And if it's more top heavy, it's liver. And then if it's a bit of everything, then you'll start to notice that everything will start to sort of change around a bit. Certainly I've noticed that in my life. So basically I'm very spleeny. I'm very heavy spleen, very heavy water. But my water's heavier than my spleen, and that basically gives me problems, especially in the heat, because my body will blow up. Because my spleen hasn't got enough oomph to turn the water tap off. It's a bit like the yang water's like an on-off tap. And you tend to find if you're a person sort of bloats up easily, like I do when I'm travelling, it's because the spleen energy can't quite cope with the water. So then what happens is as you get older, and more stuff goes wrong with the body, then everything starts to go wrong. Then you start to get back behind the arms, you put weight on around your middle, you put weight on around your legs, and the whole thing goes, okay? So what you do is you just simply follow what we're doing. I'm doing it with you, okay? And the idea is that you do this morning class, this is free, we do it together, then you study the 12 rivers in the heaven and earth, and you immediately have that sequence on at the end of this class. Once I've finished, you've just got enough time to do that, and that's your hour's practice. And then you're ready for the animals, which is, I'm saving myself for the animals as well. We start the classes, I think it's either next week or the week after, I can't quite remember. And I'm going to start that class with the first group of people, because somewhere along that routine, between you start with me, 12 rivers, heaven and earth, animals, you will find your tipping point. Your tipping point is along that route, okay? There's nothing more to learn after that. You've done, that's the basics. Then it's just a question of doing the flows and using them as your exercise. And you will find along that journey there will suddenly happen, you'll reach a point and you'll have a little healing moment. We've had so many people email in and say the same thing, that suddenly they've said they've done the 12 rivers, they really loved it, they were practicing, and then they started on the heaven and earth, and that's when they got it. It was like, wow, okay, suddenly they went to the loo like 8 times in the night, for example. That happened to me, and then my body went like that. Nothing to do with what I was eating. I'm not saying I don't eat healthily, I do, okay? But I'm not perfect. But I'm pretty good. But it's not at the expense of I never go out, or when I do go out, I sit there like not eating anything. It's like, no, you know, I want to enjoy my life. Like our teeth, I'm not going to sit here limiting my dental care to what I'm eating. And that tends to be what we're doing at the moment with our bodies. It's all about kind of food and exercise in terms of like calorie counter diet, going to the gym, running on the treadmill. That's not what this is about. It's about strengthening the organs, and somewhere or other there's a block, okay? And that's what you've got to do. You just got to go along the process and you'll get there. It's really interesting. You're starting your 12 rivers today. Yay! Keep us posted, guys. We want to know. Good luck. Good luck, good luck. Right, just tap, tap, tap. And what I found when I learned this amazing stuff was that this is when, after I'd had my twins and I was extremely busy with everything I was trying to do. I was hugely overweight from the pregnancy. I did the usual kind of post-baby stuff, you know, training, exercising, starving myself, blah, blah, blah. It didn't work at all. It just about got me down to about 14 stone, 14, 15 stone. That was it. And it did not budge, okay? I literally went on a fasting retreat for 10 days and I didn't eat anything at all. And I lost 1 kilo and I put it back on the day I got back and I just cried. So this is so unfair. There's obviously something deeper going on, and there was. My organs were shot to pieces from the whole thing. It was just I'd forced my body into this double pregnancy when it didn't want to be pregnant at all, and I was paying the price for it. And I'm delighted because I got my babies, but I was nowhere near back to I used to weigh about 9 stone, I'd say, and I was never like tiny, but it was a long way off. And these exercises slowly brought me back to life, okay? And getting all the way through to the end of Heaven and Earth sequence is what's got me to where I am now, and I've still got a little way to go. But the idea is that I'm putting myself through the same process, okay, to prove to you that if it's going to work on a stubborn old body like mine, it's going to work on yours too. So there we go. Right, tap, tap, tap. And then just go back to using a loosely clenched fist. I cannot emphasize enough this next bit that we're doing. We're going deep into these 5 organs now. These 5 organs are responsible for everything, okay? I've said that already. I cannot emphasize it enough. No matter what your issues are with your shape, strong organs, strong shape, okay? Oh, Catherine, can you write that one down? Strong organs, strong shape, okay? Because that's a t-shirt slogan there. Jules has opened a Slack channel for things that I say on the feeds that we need to remember. So use your fists, okay? Use it. If you need to go gently, just use fingertips, a lightly cupped hand. It's okay. Just take the dynamism down a notch, okay? If you're in bed, that's fine. You can just do these. These are easy, okay? And it's getting rid of stale energy in the body and negative energy in the body that's clogging everything up. And we're using the out breath. Use the diaphragm. Use the breath, okay? You can do that to your limit, okay? So, but in the meantime, anyone that's upright and standing up, just allow this pendulum of sound to kind of cut vibration to come through the body. We're just going boom, 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 okay? This is like a beat of the universe, which we're just wanting to vibrate, boom, boom, like giants going through the body, because I'm just trying to disrupt and knock back things which are stuck that don't need to be there. Let's start with the lungs. This is about moving on with your life, making changes, not getting stuck in a rigid pattern of behaviour that doesn't serve you, or grief, or mourning for somebody that you love, or something that you love. That's all to do with the lungs, and it will stop the breath coming in and out if the lungs get sort of locked up in grief, okay? So, ready and... Go gently if you need to, it's fine. You could go like this. The gentler you go, the higher the intention, okay? And the great thing about intention is you become more intense with age, okay? So the older you are, the more your intention can drive in, okay? Because you've got more life experience, okay? To be more definitive about what it is that you want out of your life, okay? So if you're going lightly, then up the intention, okay? Remember my stick, okay? Get that intention going, okay? Go to the heart. This is about anxiety, okay? Pain in the heart, heartache. Let's get rid of that and go gently if you need to. Ha, 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 ha. You can go hard. Ha, ha, ha. You can go lightly. Ha, 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 ha. You can stamp, feel the vibration, get that intention in place, get rid of this that does not serve you, making space for endorphins and healing vibrations. That's what we're doing. Ha, 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 ha. Breathe in. Always make the space with the breath. Think of my wire Buddha. That's what we're looking for, because we want all that empty space to fill. So breathe and, oh, hang on, more. What am I doing? This is on the spleen, left hand side, and go lightly if you need to, it's okay. Lightly, the lighter you go, intensify, okay? Breathe in again. Spleen, getting rid of worry. Now we go to your right hand side, which is the liver. The right hand side, this is about anger, frustration, resentment, okay, being blocked, okay, and go gently if you need to. You can hold the liver if it's too much. You can just hold it and go really intensify. Go into the liver with your head, mind. Go in here and push it out with the breath. Breathe in. Okay, go to the kidneys. We're going to do them from the front of the body, okay? And about fear. Let go of the fear. So then the other side of heart, which is the fire, which is anxiety, which is he. If you need to slow it down. Feel it coming out from the heart. Breathe in. There. Now, that should have created a really lovely empty spaces inside the body. We're feeling like that wire Buddha coming through. Okay, so Kelly, are we ready with the 1 minute, please? Let's get ready, because the first thing we're going to do before anything else creeps back in is we're going to go straight into endorphins. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is fill it with laughter. Okay, the most positive healing breath exercise you can do according to Mantak Jia. So somebody please, is somebody there? I'm going to start the laughter anyway because I'm in the moment. So we're going, oh, thank you, Kelly. Right, we're ready. And go. You want to drum your abdomen too? That's great. Get it in there. You want to use your tapper at the same time? Why not? You could go lightly. Or you could go firmly, but go round your belly. Open your heart. Oh, I know. It's turning into an evil cackle, this laugh, isn't it? It makes me pour with sweat. Oh my God, thank you, Kelly. It's like, oh, right. That was fantastic. So that is what we were looking to do. We want to get that body now. If you're not feeling strong, that's okay. You can still chuckle along, okay? Just tickle and just allow the body to feel that effervescence of energy. It literally heightens everything like right up. And now we can fine tune because we've got this beautiful energy now in the body. So now go back to our lungs and we go to the high virtues. These are the virtues that the Taoist masters ask us, and all masters indeed, to orbit around on our daily life. It raises the vibration of the body. It goes right to the top of your pyramid. You're right up there with your purpose and your soul and working around high human virtues. So we go to the top, we go to gratitude, smiles, go to your heart. This is about joy and universal love. Go to your spleen. Acid reflux, I'll do that in a sec. Go to your liver. Go to your kidneys. Back to the heart. Breathe in. Right, now that is a lovely feeling of peace. And actually, when you then come to start thinking about meditations, this is how the body needs to feel really before you start. Much easier to go to meditation when the body's nice and stretched. So what we've just done this morning is a sort of minimum warm-up. Just now, let's go to the stretches. Feet shoulder width apart, hands on your hips. And now we're going to move this gorgeous energy that we're vibrating around the body into each channel of the body. Moving it all the way around. So just stretch forwards, stretch backwards. Just allow that energy to go into every crevice of the body, allowing all that negative energy to be gone. It's gone now, we've purged it out. So we're just going to fill it with breath and smiles, laughter, and the high vibrations of gratitude, joy, integrity, compassion, and wisdom. These are the high virtues of the soul. Try and spend the rest of the day orbiting around those high virtues. It's very difficult, but that's the point. It's spiritual practice, but it's something to aim for. It makes life easier to cope with whilst you're doing it. So just in the meantime, half close your eyes, or indeed close them completely. Go to these stretches, just go to where you can go. That's fine. It doesn't have to be massively far forwards and backwards. Just do, and if you need to sit down, that's okay too. Just focus on the breath. Go the other way. And then acid reflux, basically what that means is the energy of the stomach goes downwards. Okay, it starts, the stomach opens in the eye and then goes down all the way to the foot, so it descends. But if it's too much heat in the stomach from stress, bad eating patterns, wrong foods, what happens is the energy goes upwards, it goes the wrong way, and then you get it refluxing back up. So first of all, I would suggest that you gua sha down your throat, down to the stomach like that, okay, with the body restorer. So go downwards in one direction. Obviously do qigong, look at the digestion chapter in the book about how you eat, which is just as important as what you eat. Chew your food, regular eating, don't overeat, not too much at any meal. Give yourself 20 minutes to relax. Hi, Mark. Mark's here. Woo! Mark, do you want to be broadcast to the Chigang, or are you too shy? Are you the great man behind the great women? Here he is! Ta-da! Here's poor Mark has to work with me on a daily basis. Can you imagine? what mere twist of fate that ended up happening. Anyway, send us some hearts, guys, if you want to say hi to Mark, and I'll let him know how many he got. So there you go, that's a bit of acid reflux, but to be honest, oh, you got loads of hearts, Mark. Loads of hearts, oh. All right, not too many. Oh, I don't feel love now. I'm only joking, guys. Right, let's go to the hips. Go forwards and round again. Oh, thank you. Just work around those hips. Just go to what you can do. But everybody, whether you have acid reflux or not, benefits from the kind of wisdom that's in the spleen fact sheet and in the digestion chapter of the book, because it's very much about how we're eating as much as what we're eating these days. We all oh wow, loads of parts, thank you everyone. But we all rush our food and we're all grabbing stuff on the go and we're all sort of shoving it down and then rushing on to the next thing. And it's really important just to give yourself 20 minutes after you finish, just to allow your body to assimilate it. Just getting the food into the digestive system is only the beginning of the process. Then what you've got to do is allow it, go the other way, to go all the way through the digestive system. Those first 20 minutes, that's when the stomach, which the Chinese say is like a bubbling cauldron, responsible for rotting and ripening the food, okay? The stomach doesn't have any teeth, okay? You're supposed to chew your food thoroughly and then just allow your body 20 minutes to just kind of deal with it. And we're not really doing that, so that's one of the main issues. So reduce the portions, lengthen the amount of time it is to actually chew the food, and give yourself a 20-minute breather after eating. And then if it's still a problem, gua sha down the chest. Okay, there we go. Right, so that's our lovely stretch. So now let's just go to lifting the sky. Just half close your eyes. Pull everything really tight up in the body. Feel like you're like a cobra tail in the bottom half. Really powerful. Breathe in and up. And down, breathe out. Really good for the nervous system, this exercise. Calms the liver. If you can't go on tiptoe, that's fine. Just do the arms. If you can't reach the full extension, that's okay too. Just go to your own possibilities. If you can go on tiptoe, really push down through the balls of your feet. It's really good for the kidneys to articulate those big toe joints, and also articulate the ankles as you go up, because you really get that energy moving through the bottom of the body. Remember, half of the meridians of the body all are in the feet and in the legs. Really stretch and breathe. Reverse the other way. And just to say, I know there's some new people joining today. Catherine, if you could just give a couple of Instagram hooks out, please. There's some people I work very well with, which is Aaron, who takes you to the next level of Qigong. So this is just the beginnings. The next step of the journey is what we call the 12 rivers, which is the energetic channels that go all over the body, each one relating to these key organs. And remember, strong organ, strong body. You work from the inside out, not the other way around, okay? So the next step of the journey is to do the 12 rivers. And then, once you've got the hang of that, you go to the deep reservoirs of energy, which is the heaven and earth sequence. And that's the process. So Aaron's a really good teacher, so just follow him to start with, just to look at what he's up to. It's just a really easy way to go into this journey to really get everything that you're looking for. Strong health, sculpted limbs, that's what we're after, no symptoms. And then we have the amazing Katie, the skin whisperer. Catherine, if you could put her up as well. So she's over on Hey You, teaching you how to get the best out of your crystals. She's the darling of the national press. She's the darling of Hey You. She's more on the grid than I am. I'm gonna have to make an official complaint about that. I'm so busy wagging on over here, I forget about the actual thing I created. But nonetheless, right, there we go. So, just put your feet shoulder width apart. Let's just do a couple of holding poses, okay? These are really useful to do. So just put your hands up in front of you, up again onto tiptoe, bend at the knees if you can. If you cannot do this, that's fine. Just use this exercise to hold and stand still with your arms in front of you and hold in your stomach, okay? These holding poses are really good for spleen energy and keeping the body upright and tight. And up, back down. It's quite a useful thing to know that actually standing still, the Chinese, of course, had a whole thing about that as well. Lest you thought there was anything that they didn't think about. They did. But I suddenly noticed in the bath the other day doing my teeth, and I was like, do you know what? If I actually, when I'm doing like really mundane things like this, really tighten up my body at the same time, it's really good for my spleen energy. Otherwise everything sort of sags when you're sort of going like this, you're sort of not thinking and everything. Bleh. Whereas if you hold everything up, just stand here now with your feet, just hold your body, pull the muscles, pull the hips, pull the stomach in, just hold the body tight and stay like that. You feel really grounded and it keeps the body central and it supports the spleen energy, allows the spleen to bring everything up rather than everything sort of going like that. So it's a really useful exercise to do when you're just doing any old thing, okay? Really useful. And then when I clocked onto it and then sort of did some reading over the weekend, it's like, oh, this is such a good thing to say to people to do. Just practice it for the rest of the day when you're standing there doing anything at all, holding yourself really, really straight and tight and feeling the benefits of the body. It is an exercise in its own right, which is quite handy. So let's now just breathe. I shall pause for breath. Right, follow my hands, breathe in. And out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. Put your hands into prayer. Have your knees together. Tighten your middle. And now we just swim our dragons. Give yourself this extension. Tail, I can feel it swooshing one side to the next with power. Really pull it in, really intend. So just to explain, Katie the Skin Whisperer, she basically does masterclasses teaching you how to do use all the different Heyu crystals to get the best out of your tools, because the idea of this brand is not for you to have to be constantly buying endless stuff. It's about you really understanding how to make the most out of what you've got and the things that we're offering. These tools can transform your skincare, okay? But it's really important to know how to use them properly. There's a lot of people out there on the internet who jumped on the bandwagon. I call them the Me Too's, and they kind of claim that they know everything about it and sort of looking at what they're doing, thinking, actually, you're doing that completely wrong. But Katie's worked with me for the last 10 years. She's a complete crystal expert. She's a brilliant teacher. We've had great results from her. So follow her Instagram as well, because she gives you loads of free demonstrations and she does these lovely classes over on Hey You. I'm sure Catherine can help you if you're interested, but at least just follow her and just see what she's doing, because we do give you a lot of free content with what we're doing to help you on your way. There, really breathe, stretch. Enjoy these lovely stretches. And then there's just enough time at the end of this class to do the 12 rivers and heaven and earth certainly before I start my morning. We're probably going to bring this class forwards just a little bit, probably starting in a week or two when the schools are going back. Jules and I were talking about it over the weekend. Right, now then, this is moving more towards the animal sequence, okay, which is really that's where we're all going. Once you've completed all the 3 circuits, you are really in business. And for me, my main problem is here. This is really tight. So this exercise here is one where you could go all the way down to the floor, but I just basically can't. So that's where I'm practicing. So have your hands on your hips, facing up, bend, and just enjoy this stretch. Slow it down. If you've got impaired mobility, just slow it down. Work within what you can do. I'm working within what I can do here. I can't go all the way down yet with this exercise, but I slow it down and I practice every day. And slowly but surely, you start to make these shifts. But what matters is that you're doing the right exercises with the right intention and the right knowledge, and that there's a sequence and a journey. It's not just roll up, try this, try that. Someone told me it was a good idea. It's about looking at exercise and starting at the beginning and working your way through in a logical fashion as it becomes more dynamic, not leaping into some heart-busting, calorie-burning class right from the offset and wondering why it's not working. Because the most important thing, as I've said throughout this class, is strong organs, strong body, okay? That's how it works. You have to build the organs up first. Otherwise, you're just going to exhaust yourself and injure yourself. That's why we painstakingly start at this end, with me in the morning, doing the warm-up with you. And you can stop right here. This is enough. A lot of people were just doing this in lockdown before Aaron started taking it to the next steps. And then we created the worst kept secret in the history of Katie Brindle. But Mark's in the room now, so I can't say what I've been saying all week, because he'll kill me. But just let it be said, Mark, that everyone in the Chigang knows damn well what's happening in a week's time. It was Jules, wasn't it, everyone? It wasn't me. It was Julie. There, just allow, really if you can, just allow those legs just bending, getting that stretch into the hip flexors. Oh. And keep those hands facing up. So that's why we've created it the way that we have, that you do the free class with me each morning. This is like the Green Goddess on GMTV. Do you remember her? It's just a bit longer because we need to take more time than we used to. And then the sequence is you do the 12 rivers, heaven and earth, and then you are finally ready for the dynamic animals. And then eventually Aaron will be doing flow classes where he'll be using all these exercises combined into one massive flow, which I have to say I'm very excited about. Hence why I've put myself into the very first week of animals when he launches it, so that I'm ready for those flows, because I can't wait. Right, without further ado, I better stop there. So if anyone's gone on to do the 12 rivers, now is the time to do it. There's just enough time at the end of this class to take you to the hour if you do those. If not, take your tapper and enjoy the fact that we've just done 45 minutes of life force practice, leaving you beautiful, wiry, empty Buddhas, full of endorphins and laughter and high frequencies. Try and use today to stay in your higher self. Notice when you don't. I notice myself not doing it all the time. But the point is I know, and then I can correct myself. Move the body, try and go for a walk. Try and also make sure that you're doing your 10,000 steps and that you're moving the body throughout the day. Use your tapper, use these exercises. Have a look at Aaron, have a look at Katie Blake. Catherine, as always, Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you everyone for your questions. Any other questions, do just direct message us in. Need breakfast before 9 a.m. Well, me too, actually. Thank you all so much. It's been so much fun. I will see you all in the morning. Mark and I are going to be doing a work week this week. We're doing all strategy stuff, which is very exciting. Can't wait. And working out whether we can actually do this from Ibiza on an ongoing basis, which would be so good. And then we can open a retreat. Yay. Anyway, have a happy Monday, everybody. And I will see you tomorrow morning.